guys ready? So, my name is Luann Negron, and I am the high school admissions representative for Lincoln Tech / Nashville Auto Diesel College. But I am also a talent scout for industry. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to share with you who and what we are. I'm going to share with you some stories about some of my graduates and some of my current students who, two of them happen to be graduates from the school that I met here last year, who are making Franklin County High School very proud, I might say. And at the end, if you want to find out more about us, I will tell you how to do that. However, if you never ever want to hear from me again, I'm good. I will tell you how to do that too. Fair enough? Okay. How many know somebody that graduated from high school, went off to college, just to come back home in a day, a week, a month, or by Christmas because they did not like what they were studying or did not like what they were doing? Do you know anybody like that? Or they have a college degree now and they're asking you, hey, would you like fries with that order? Hey, it's for real. It's for real. Does going to college mean does that mean you're gonna get that career or that job? No. But if you borrowed money from the government to pay for that school, does the government care? No. They still want their money, right? Because 6 months after you either graduate or you finish school, they're gonna come knocking on your door and they're gonna say, hey, how was that education? Great, now it's time to pay me. So the next steps that you make, you wanna make sure you're making solid ones, because the decisions that you make now will determine your future lifestyle. It'll determine the house that you live in, the cars that you drive, the trips that you take. So what I hope to do is, regardless of whether you're interested in my school or not, because I'm going to give you a wide variety, is hopefully that there's something that I share with you today that gives you that light bulb moment that'll help you on your journey, all right? But I want to find out who everybody else is. I'm going to start way back there with you. Tell me what your career path is. What are you thinking about doing?
I want to go into possibly nursing, mental health therapy, something around that.
Very much in demand. Start looking early because there's this many people trying to sit in that many seats. How about you?
Me?
Yes.
I want to go into criminal justice.
And do what with it?
I'm not sure yet.
Do you have any ideas?
I wanted to be a defense attorney, but I don't know.
I always thought I'd be a defense attorney, then I had kids and I found I'd be a better prosecutor, just saying. All right, how about you?
I want to be a pet.
Have you looked into that?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat?
Yeah, I've just looked at kind of schools and people that operate.
How much do you think that's gonna cost you to be a vet?
Oh, a lot.
Give me a number.
$300,000.
No, that's
Gee,
vet school.
you threw your voice all the way over there. That was great.
Yes, yeah.
That was good. Yeah, you started looking at scholarships? Are you rich?
Not me.
All right, how about you?
I want to be a diesel mechanic.
How you gonna do that?
I want to go to your school.
Really? How did you know about my school?
I looked it up.
But it's a good thing I showed up today, right? How about you?
Diesel tech.
How are you gonna do it?
Same thing he's got.
You better be nice to me then, right? How about you? Just welding? Just welding.
Stainless steel welding.
Okay. Do you ever think about adding welding with diesel or welding with collision? Okay. How about you?
A therapist.
What kind of therapist?
A psychiatrist.
Do you have these people around you? Good. How about you? A network administrator? All right. Where do you want to go?
School.
Yep.
I'm probably just gonna go straight in the workforce if I need more schooling, if we get to something.
If you need more schooling? If you need more schooling?
Well, I took to learn that.
You will need more schooling. Okay, how about you?
Farmer.
All right? Who fixes your equipment when it breaks down?
mean, we can, but we got a mechanic now, so
How much do you pay that mechanic?
don't ask me, I ain't the boss.
Yeah, well, someday you will be, right? Wouldn't it be nice if you could fix it yourself and not have to hire out?
Well, I got too much to do there.
I don't know.
I want to open my own diner.
Nice, you going to culinary school? Where?
I haven't decided which one I want to go to yet, but I am going to go to Fair for business first.
Okay, you know you can combine culinary and business and all that in one and save a lot of time. Did you look at Johnson & Wales? That's the one. How about you? Okay, thank you for that. What branch? And what happens if you can't get in? I'm just gonna share something with you guys over there. I have a 24-year-old son who's been trifling his whole life. So I have perfected that desk there that only moms have, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I got it.
Don't make me use my powers on you. They're deadly. 24 years of trifling. It's harder than ever to get into the military. So, you know, try to start as soon as you can. I mean, if somebody's been on like ADHD medication and even if they went off like 2 years ago, they won't take it. And they're going back now to like middle school. Crazy, it's crazy. So, but I always have a plan B. What would your plan B be if you can't get in the military? Better think of one.
I want to be a physical therapist.
You're the mean person that makes you do all kinds of horrible things when...
I'll be the nice physical therapist.
Okay, all right, as long as you're nice about it. Very, very in-demand career field. I used to work for a school in Rhode Island called New England Institute of Technology. 2 years for an associate, 3 years for a bachelor's. Their whole, very hands-on. I mean, so something you might want to look into.
I want to be a dental hygienist.
Very much in demand as well.
An athletic trainer.
Probably in demand, you know, like schools and things like that? Yeah. Okay,
Nursing or like sports med.
very in demand?
Athletic training.
That's this whole group right here. Okay, how about you?
Large animal vet.
How large?
So probably just equine, like specialized, but
Because when I think large, I think elephants,
oh no, it'd be like a farm animal.
zoos. Okay. Have you started looking at scholarships and things like that?
Yeah, but I'll be in Western second semester, so I'll be in college already, so it's more next year scholarships.
Start early. How about you?
Oh, it's straight to me?
Oh, no. I like to shake things up.
I think I want to play basketball.
Okay.
With my,
So you're just gonna leave here and go play basketball?
no, like I want to, I want to go to college.
And study what?
I'll probably study
He wants to go to superhero school.
I thought you said sports management. Like sports medication is the way.
How about you?
I don't know. Probably something like the social work.
Okay.
I want to be a basketball coach.
Okay.
Like a front-end developer.
All right.
I want to get a scrap or restricted car sound production.
Interesting.
High school ag.
High school ag teacher? Where you want to school?
Military.
And if you can't get in? Well, thank you. How about you?
Paramedic.
Nice, that's very much interesting. How about you?
Something to do with design.
Like design what?
Graphic design or designing clothes or just something.
Where are you looking for schools at?
I don't know.
There's great ones in Savannah, it's a good one. FIT is a good one.
Art Institute.
They're kind of going away, our institutes though, but they work good, but I don't know how many are left. You can probably look that up and they can tell you. How about you?
I'm college baseball, and I'll probably major in business or esports.
What position do you play?
Everywhere we can.
That trifling son of mine, he was good. He was, when we did Cooperstown, he came in fourth in the home run derby. I had visions. I said he was cute left-handed Puerto Rican, Yankee Stadium. That's what I thought. Not to be. Oh, God bless you. God bless you. He was ADHD to boot, so he was like, and my friends that teach, they like all those little kids, and I just shuddered. I was like, there's no way I want to be in. But they make the same kind of face when I tell them I like to hang out with high school kids. They think that I'm crazy. I mean, you guys can be a little squirrely, so, it can be a good day. Sometimes I feel like it's a hazard day, How about you?
Interior design.
Very nice. That's like majoring in air, okay? Business to do what? I don't know. I know, that's why I'm asking you, because you need to know these things. May I make a suggestion? I always say, find out what you're passionate about, what you're good at, get better at it, and start a business. Make sense? So what are you good at? Are you a hands-on person or a book person? Are you a book person? If you're gonna do business, then CPA or something like that, then that. What's the CPA? So what you ask? You're a senior in high school? You don't know what CPA is? Certified Public Accountant. How about you? God bless you. Were you gonna do well now anywhere? No? Oh, that's a big stretch then, isn't it? Can you swim? Yeah. Well? Can you hold your breath a really long time? Yeah, I mean, it's actually very grueling. It's very well paid, but it's very grueling. Where are you going to go learn how well? What? Is that a community college? Why not? A lot of people decide as well. What does that have to do? Step out of your comfort zone. Low battery. Especially if you're gonna do underwater welding, you need to break down that comfort zone. How about you?
I'm going to the military for boxing.
For boxing? That's different. And you can't get in then? Alrighty, how about you?
It's big with electricity.
Where are you gonna get your training?
Oh, good. Electricity.
You don't even know yet. How about you?
I don't know.
Okay, thank you for your honesty.
I don't know. You liar. You liar.
Wow, they're calling you on that, why?
I'm not a liar. I swear to God.
What does he say he wants to do?
Nothing.
He said he won't play football.
I don't
Go to
like
the NFL.
How about you?
Kendall.
Sportsman.
I'll probably go to the Army for demolitions.
And you can't get in?
Probably do a business degree in OIC.
So you either want to blow things up or do a business degree? Do you see the problem with that? Really? I mean, because one is very physical, very hands-on, very other. The other one's very like, huh. You know what I'm saying? Huh. All right, just saying. Okay. Can we adjust some of the lights?
Oh, sure. Al, will you hit one of the
They set you up. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Wait,
You have to chase me down because I'm like,
which one do you want on? All
I just want to just hold it.
Can you guys see okay?
Just looking at all of
What is this one? All right. Make sure on that card you check 24. Look down, make sure 24 is checked. I'll come in. I'll make it easy. All right? Okay. So you're getting ready to graduate. It can be exciting, it can be scary. Let's see what it's going to be for you guys. Because what you're what now. But I like to have a little fun first. Where's my diesel guys? Uh-huh. Now, first of all, does anybody in that picture look familiar? Who said that? Well, thank you for noticing. I normally don't do pictures. There's a step there. There's a step there. I normally don't do pictures, but I figure if you, that's kind of glary. Does that look like it's glaring? Can you see it okay? It's okay. All right. But I figure if you stand in front of a tire that size, it makes you look a little petite. Did it work? You can lie if you have to. And that's the trifling boy standing next to me. That's when we took him down to see the school. This is Carter Machinery at Salem Store. And this is Bill Reinhold, who's the corporate development manager. And he invited us to come down and tour the place. Now, can anybody tell me how much this truck costs?
500.
All right, wait, one at a time, raise your hand.
500,030. Wait, 530,000.
530,000 will get you a tire. How about you? 1,200,000.
5 million.
5 million. Anybody else?
Let me try and get it.
Back there.
Ain't it like, it's almost $1 million.
Girl, I say something really. You just said 500 he'll get one.
Over here.
3.5.
Exactly. That is a $3.5 billion truck. All right, now, how many gallons of diesel does this $3.5 million truck hold?
About
1,500.
400,
Raise your hand.
450.
450, 1,000. 100?
700.
900.
I feel like that's like a fraction.
10,000.
750.
1,500.
It holds 350 gallons. Questions? Questions two. Ready? How many gallons of diesel do you think it burns an hour?
If it's 350 gallons per hour, it's like, what, 25 gallons an hour?
That's 25 over there.
15.
15?
30.
Who said that? 30? 10?
5.
Man, we just throwing out right
It's about 3 gallons an hour.
35.
I'll give it to you because we'll be here forever. 60. 60 gallons of diesel. Now,
That's idle?
this guy right here goes to my husband and my son. My husband's taking a picture. He said, let's go up where the driver sits. Then he goes to my son. He goes, we'll go on up, Gabriel. He said, because I don't think Mom can make it up there. Mom said, watch. So I did. I went up there where the driver sat. And guess what I realized when I got up there? I don't like heights. So now I'm up there. So how far off the ground do you think I was from the bottom of that ladder to the top where the driver sits? Yes,
36 feet.
36 feet,
50 feet.
50 feet.
20.
What'd you say? You said 18. 17 feet. I was 17 feet, I'm 5'2", so figure it out from there. I was 17 feet off the ground. Now, when you go up 17 feet, you have to come back down 17 feet, right? My son did say the trifling one. He said, I got you, Mom. And you would help your mom out, right? Well, I told him I did have a $450 Coach purse with me that day. So what did I tell him to do? Save the purse, absolutely. I mean, come on, I can be the Coach purse. Now, these things are used at quarries and coal mines. I have a lot of my graduates that left and went to work for a company like Vulcan Materials. All they do was quarries. When they do an oil change on these things, it's 5-gallon drums. 5-gallon drums of oil. So, funny story, they told me about, so they had this thing out, right? And then they had the service guy with the service truck. He decided to go to lunch. He gets out of the service truck, gets in his personal vehicle, and he goes to lunch, right? The guy driving this thing doesn't know that. He backed over the service truck. He didn't even know that he did. They said, imagine an F-150 driving over a Matchbox car. That's how big these things are. So, moving on. All right, so You can look up any single career that you're thinking about by going to this website called BLS.gov. It stands for the Bureau of Labor and Statistics.government. Look it up. It'll tell you the real deal. It'll tell you what the future growth outlook is. It'll tell you what kind of money you can make. It'll show you medium and high, low range salaries. It'll tell you is there a future in it. There are careers that are going away and there are careers that are being developed. You know, a long time ago, back when I was your age, 1,000 years ago, being a cashier in a grocery store was considered a high-paying job. A little before that. Why do you think that was? Pardon? Because they didn't have like computerized cash registers. You had to get the count out the change, you had to do the math. And when technology came along, so the pay scale went from here to here. You know, because, you know, now when you walk into a grocery store, how hard is it to even find a cashier? They have a lot of those self-checkouts, right? I'm looking around for a cashier and they're going, well, you know, you can check yourself out over there. And I'm like, excuse me, do I look like I applied for a job at Walmart? No, I have a job, thank you. I want you guys to do it. I like going to Harris Teeter except I can't afford it because they take it out of the cart and everything. I like that. You know, I flew to Florida, and of course I had to go through Chicago because that makes perfect sense, right? To go to Chicago to go south. And you walk into the store at the airport, you have to scan your credit card to get into the store, and then everything you pick up is charged to that card. And then, you know, you put it in the bag and you just leave and it gives you a receipt. Could you imagine going in there with a little kid who wants to pick up everything? You're like, yes, no, yes, no. We'd probably blow the thing up. But I'm like, and you go to a restaurant now. Who's the waiter? It's that black box on the center of the table, right? Are you going to tip the person that just brings you the food the same amount as the person that takes everything for you? Probably not. So technology's changing everything. So let's see what your destination is. I heard, I'm just going to graduate and go get a job. I saw a sign that said, skilled labor isn't cheap, but cheap labor isn't skilled. You do not have to put a college degree beside your name, but you need to put something beside your name. And if that's something in certifications, that will work just as well. But and the more certifications you put next to your name, the bigger the paycheck you can ask for. If you went out and just got a job and you were making $25,000 a year, is that a lot of money? No. Is that enough to move out of your parents' house? No. Hey, we love you guys, but we want you to go. You know, you must go. There's things that we want to do, and plus it's good for you. I hear sometimes I'm going to take a year off. What happens in that year? Life takes over. All of a sudden, that 1 year turns into 2, turns into 3, or like my son, turned into 5. You know? But, you know, we realize, hey, I got to do something. And now that something is, he just started our collision program in Nashville. You know, he was supposed to start in 2017 when he graduated. His tuition's free, mind you, okay? And about May, before he graduated, I asked him, what do you want to do? And he said, well, Mom, I might as well go to Nashville. I don't have anything better to do. What do you think my response was? Nope. His dad was mad. I said, I'm not saying no forever, but I'm saying no now. Because he would have gone down, played Xbox, and gotten thrown out. And I'm like, you know, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So when I tell families I don't take just any kid, I didn't even take my own kid, and it was free. But the guys that he was supposed to go with, they're making some serious money now, and he's like, Mom, what should I do? And I'm like, now we can talk. Now we can talk. If you want traditional college, that's what you should do. If you want football stadiums, cheerleaders, and all that, English, history, math, underwater basket weaving, go for it. All right? But when you walk in that door, you better know what you want to study. I don't care if it's community college or whatever, because if you say, well, I think I'll just go and figure it out when I get there. Do you really think that there's anybody at those community colleges or those universities that care how many classes you buy from them while you figure out your life? Nope. You can buy as many as you want. They do not care. So you better know what you want to do before you go. If not, you're just going to be buying classes, buying classes, buying classes. And guess what? Every class you buy, you got to pay it back at some point. So figure it out. Now, if you are not that kind of person, here's the difference between hands-on and traditional education. You know those math problems that said, hey, if a train left Boston, another one left Chicago, traveling up the speed of. You know what I'm talking about? Well, my answer to that question is, I fly Southwest Airlines. I'm not getting on the train. I don't care. Right? Who cares? But if you ask me, how much is the government going to take out of my paycheck on Friday when I get paid? I can answer that question without a calculator. Why? Because it applies to me. That's hands-on learning. If that's you, then that's the direction you can think about. Again, we discussed the military. Hey, I live in Hampton Roads. I'm surrounded by military. I admire anybody that wants to serve their country. But, and I get this straight from the recruiters that I work with, it is harder than ever to get into the military these days, okay? On the flip side, one of my graduates from Fredericksburg did my automotive program. He did high performance. He got our degree option because you have a choice with us. You can do certifications and or degree. He did the degree. When he left us, he went straight to the Air Force as an E3, and he's now a tactical aircraft mechanic. Think he's happy? He's happy. All right? Now, so the skill gap is real. When COVID shut down the world, people that worked with their hands didn't get sent home, did they? They kept right on working. And there is a huge gap in this country because there's not a lot of people that can do this. That's why when I love talking to senior English, senior government, because I tend to talk to you about careers that you typically don't hear about in guidance. So Lincoln we're a very hands-on school. Let me just get to where I need to be. But we have a lot of females that started our school. So I actually had these shirts designed. I'm really proud of those. Because it says, I am breaking down barriers at Nashville Auto Diesel College. Well, let me tell you something. Girls are very much in demand in this industry, and they are bringing it at my school. So, all right, so Lincoln started about 76 years ago after World War II to help returning veterans learn a trade. We do have everything that you have on that card that I gave you. My primary focus is the one based in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville is the oldest technical college in the country. We have been training technicians there for 104 years. In October, it'll be 105. Think we might know what we're doing?
Yep.
I'm thinking so. So, we're on 16 acres, 2 miles from downtown Nashville. We offer programs in automotive, 13-month program. We do automotive with high performance. We do both diesel truck and diesel heavy equipment, which is a combination of gas engines, welding, and diesel. That's why I asked, who's the welding guy? You, right? That's why I said, you ever thought about putting something else around it? Because life is long, and it gives you more opportunities down the road to do different things. Plus, all these Caterpillars and all this around here, they have weld shops right in them. So it's an opportunity to do a few different things. We do collision, which is what my son's doing, and we do welding as well. So it's get in, get out, get on with your life. So we call this Douse the Mansion, which is kind of center stage of our 16-acre campus. In this mansion, we have a Hall of Fame room. We started tracking where a lot of our graduates have gone on to. You might have heard of Jay Leno, talk show host guy. He has this show called Jay's Garage. His head mechanic is a graduate of our school, and he's on in that mansion. We have senators, we have congressmen. The guy that designed the NASCAR engine is a graduate of our school. We have teachers, we have educators. I work with 10 auto body teachers and 9 automotive teachers just in the state of Virginia alone that are graduates of our school. It's kind of cool. I've yet to meet anybody that's a graduate that is not a success story, which I think is unusual, but I keep running into them all the time. Now, we've been at this location since 1940. We are in the process of moving our campus. It's kind of a happy, sad thing. We're moving it 4.5 miles down the road, but it's going to be all brand new, except for we're going to take the Hall of Fame with us. But just to give you an idea, my diesel shop, who's my diesel guys? Over here, right? My diesel shop is 7,500 square feet with 63 diesel engines. Cat Cummins in Detroit. I know, jaw dropping, isn't it? Yeah, when you go in there, you're like, what? My gas engine shop has 75 gasoline engines. You know, we got our first female diesel heavy instructor. So cool. Her name is Summer Green. She's in about mid-30s. She's the second female to ever hike Antarctica, and she's also worked for NASA. I'm a big promoter for females in this industry, can't you tell? Because they bring it. You know why? Because girls just do things better than boys, but don't tell them because it hurts their feelings. Shh, don't tell them. That's our secret, okay? So anyhow, so automotive, 13-month program. It says 16 months for an associate degree, but you can literally get the associate degree in the original 13 months if you want because it's online, and it's just 5 academic classes. Diesel, same thing, ASE certification. I like cars. I saw that 1935 Ford at a gas station, couldn't resist. The guy did all red leather interior inside. I'm working on my PowerPoint, I'm just a little behind. This is a 1937 Chevy that belongs to the auto body teacher at the Bottom Technical Center, which I'll be there next week. I just thought it was cool, like, you know, Ford and Chevy, you know, they're always competing against each other, but pretty cool. And now, you see this young lady right here? I call her my Puerto Rican princess, which I can because I'm Puerto Rican. That girl never turned a wrench in high school. She came down, she ended up with a 99.4% attendance, a 3.97 GPA. She became vice president of the National Technical Honor Society. When she graduated from us 2 summers ago, she had over 16 job offers from the Hendrick Automotive Group to Caterpillar Carter Machinery. Are you familiar with Hendrick Automotive? Mm-hmm. You know, Hendrick Motorsports and all that. When Hendrick hires you, once you're with them for 90 days, they pay 100% of your health care. They give you a tool allowance, boot allowance, things like that. Then they give you up to $300 a month, up to 30 grand to pay off your student loan bill. What does her shirt say?
Hendrick.
It says Hendrick, doesn't it? That girl's working on $120,000 Escalades. Her whole workstation is hot pink. You know why? Because she was her first female hire, and she said she wanted them to make sure that they knew there was a girl that worked in there now. All right? The guy behind her over there is Stephen Liu. He's from Eastern Shore. He just finished last July. When I saw him on campus in June, he told me, he said, Miss Lynn, he goes, I got a job at Hendricks. I'm going to work in Norfolk at the Cadillac store. I said, Stephen, you know who works there, right? He said, no. I said, the princess works there. He goes, I get to work with the princess? I said, you do. I said, she'll take care of you. And as you can see, she is. Collision repair. They are, you know, it's welding, it's painting, it's fabricating, it's a lot of different things. I have a girl that just finished this program in June. She got hired by the Boeing Corporation. You know who that is, right? They build airplanes. They moved her to Charleston, South Carolina, and this girl is painting jets. You think you get paid well to paint jets? She gets paid very well to paint jets. I told my son, come out and paint jets, you can take care of me. But that's what she's doing. And I'll show you a picture of her in a minute. And then, of course, our welding program, you know, like 7 or 8 different certifications when you're done. These guys are from Amelia. This guy, Patriot, is the black shirts are National Technical Honor Society. Patriot is Collision. He's also doing the certification for Audi, and Tommy is doing diesel heavy equipment. This girl's from Norfolk, diesel heavy. She's from Virginia Beach, diesel heavy. That girl never turned a wrench. That girl in the back, Layla, I said she's gonna be the future president. She's just really cool. She's had a rough. She was came out of foster care, you know, but she doesn't let anything stop her. And she's gonna be an amazing collision person. Now, anybody know this guy right here? That's Ethan Dowd. He's from here. He is doing diesel heavy, and he has like perfect attendance and like almost a 4.0. I also have Anakin Flynn, and he's just, he doesn't say much. Never did. He doesn't say much, But I have him in a nice apartment with another guy that's like big like Attican with long hair. I'll show you Attican's roommate in a minute. Attican's supposed to send me a picture, but he hasn't yet. So if he doesn't soon, when I go back down in October, I'll sneak up on him and take a picture.
You still have Olivia?
Pardon?
Is Olivia still there?
Yes, yes. She is definitely there. That girl over there, the black shirt, I have a scholarship contest. It's 20 minutes, 20 questions can get you $500 to $1,000, and then that can turn into more. Because so when you move on to the next round, you put together a portfolio, and it's essay, it's a lot of different things. Well, she came in second in the portfolio finals, and she should have come in first. I actually had first and second place. I had 6 that came into the top 20. The first place winner got 10 grand, so I sent hers out. But I also had this scholarship called Women in Technology. So when they all started school in July and June, I had 8 girls that started school. So I sent them out as Women in Technology. Well, she did it. Napa, you know who Napa is, right across the street, sent this girl a flat of tools to her house, $9,000 worth of tools. So the other girl said, Miss Luann, would you send me that scholarship as well? I said, I send it all to you at the same time. She's the only one that did it. So when I work with students, I will give you a proverbial toolbox full of scholarships. Whose responsibility is it to open it up and take advantage of it? Me or yours? Yours, right? And that's what she did. And that's what they all do. So it's kind of neat. Bedford, Lunenburg, that is Attican's roommate right there. He's from Norfolk, Virginia. So diesel heavy equipment is pretty much what I do most of, because they can take it and go work for Caterpillar, or they can work for BMW or Audi or whatever, because diesel's diesel, isn't it? It doesn't matter if you're fixing a paver, an F-150, a boat, it doesn't matter, because it's all the same. This was supposed to be my son's roommate had he gone to school in 2017. That's at my house. He's a Marine diesel for Caterpillar. He just got back from Guam. I can't even begin to tell you how much they paid him for 1 week in Guam. It was astronomical. And they want, I can't tell you, a lot. They want him to go to Japan for 6 months. He could make a whole year's salary in 6 months, just doing 6 months there. He's at my house because everybody in my neighborhood has an in-ground pool but me. So I went and got me a blue collar pool. You know what a blue collar pool is? It's an above ground pool. So he came and he put it together for me. And then this is Jacob. He's on the left. Jacob is 22 years old, 23 now. He owns 2 houses, and now he's building a barn. You know why he's building a barn? Jacob wants to retire by the time he's 35 or 40 back in Nashville. So he found out that people pay up to $20,000 a month to board horses. So he's building a barn so people can board their horses there. And he's building an apartment in this barn, so somebody may need to board a horse that can't afford it, so they can live in this apartment and take care of these horses. And he just is going to take the money that they give him. I went, well, that's pretty smart. If I could do horses, I would take the job. I'll stay there, live for free, and take care of your horses in your barn. Now, this is Carter Machinery in Richmond. When I work with students, I think it's very important that you actually get to talk to my graduates and my current students. Why? Because they will tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's why when my kids start school, they do not drop out and come home. I do 2 events a year. My next event is December 2nd, and every student that I'm working with is mandatory that they come and they talk to graduates and students. That's the girl that works for Boeing. This is Chris Dallas from Madison. He works for Vulcan. And this guy, he's from Powhatan. He's working for Caterpillar. And then those guys work for Cat. And then these are all the students that come to the events. These are all different certifications. We partner with BMW, Mini Cooper, Volkswagen. We just added Ford. We just added Tesla. And we have the Peterbilt Institute on our campus now. We have 160 160, we have a job fair today. We have 160 companies on our campus today interviewing our kids. We do that twice a year. And we have companies that come in every week. We have more part-time jobs than we have students. These kids live in apartments. They're living in 2-bedroom apartments that are 10 to 20 minutes from campus. They were like pools, tennis courts, things like that. They were like, Miss Luann, these apartments are great. I go, yep, make fun of the trade school kids as they're living in the resort, right? So they're living large. I have a ton of scholarships as well. Now, normally when you apply to college, you have to send off your SAT scores, letters of recommendation, applications and all that, and then you wait for the mailman to tell you where you're going to college, correct? Can a person tell who you are based on what you look like on paper? We agree, we don't do it that way. First of all, I don't need an SAT, I don't need any of that, okay? If you have an interest in me, you're gonna tell me this. We're gonna have a conversation, and based on that, I will schedule a Zoom meeting with you and your family. We will talk about you, the school, the program, scholarships, we will talk about all that. At the end, if we determine that we are a good fit for each other, I will make a recommendation, I will take your application, and then my job is to help get you from here, there, and back again. Do you think I take that job seriously?
Yeah.
You have no idea. I'm working with you all the way down, while you're there, and when you're gone. And if we're not for you, I will point you in a direction that may work best. At the bottom of that card, you're gonna see 1 through 10. Now, right now, if you're not interested at all, circle 1. God bless, have a great life, okay? If you're interested, circle 10. If you wanna meet with me, check that you wanna meet with me. Now, I have 7 interviews for the next week or so for you guys, okay? Because I'm like, yesterday I was somewhere, tomorrow I'm somewhere else, that sort of thing. So if you put 10, I will get to you. But if you want to make sure I don't miss you, then you will text me, okay? And tell me you want to meet with me, and I will make you a priority. Or afterwards, come up and talk to me, and we'll get you situated, all right? Does anybody want a brochure? Let's start with that. Let me start over here. Anybody over here? I don't want to follow that thing
Card. They don't have this. Yeah, I know, but I've always liked shooting.
Does anybody have any questions about this? Yes.
So, like on here, it says nursing and healthcare, just like the majors. How is that program?
I have no idea.
No idea.
But if you check that, whoever does have an idea will get in touch with you. All right? Because I'm all about this.
Yeah.
But we have great programs, and they will definitely reach out to you, okay? No, you're welcome. We're starting not more helpful about that. I know our cosmetology is in Las Vegas, that's all I know. I'm like, why not be Las Vegas, right?